LG TVs are changing for the worse over the next few years because their current TV business model is broken. In a recent public announcement, LG just concluded that it basically cannot make money selling awesome high-performance TVs. Sad changes are coming to LG TVs, my friends. The end is near for innovation and high-performance TVs at LG. Stop the FOMO. Do you have a fear of missing out on LG's all-new business strategy for their TVs? Well, I don't, because they're copying Vizio. Generally speaking, all the TV brands are facing this existential crisis. LG is the second company to walk this path, following Vizio, where image quality is secondary, an afterthought. Innovation is no longer needed. So today, we're going to talk about how LG got to this breaking point, and is Samsung and Sony next? But first, let me introduce today's sponsor, Whokeys. Yep, you just finished your big old PC Windows build, you have the best of the best, and sadly, you have less than $20 to your name. Whokeys to the rescue. Use my code SF20 and immediate discount. Let's quickly go through the activation process after you've purchased Windows 10 on Whokeys. Go to your Whokeys account and select My Purchased Orders. See your order. To the far right, click on the button that says View Keys Codes to see the Windows CD code. At the bottom of this order where it says Code Card, to the right is the product key you need to activate Windows. So copy this long number, then go to the Windows menu and click on Settings. In the Settings menu at the bottom, select Update and Security. Select Activation, then select Change Product Key, paste what you copied from Whokeys, click Next, click Activate, and you're done. You can download the Windows 10 Pro key and you're up and running. But that's not all, folks. Whokeys has keys for games too. Steam, Origin, Uplay, you name it, you got it. Check out their sites. There are discounts for all sorts of stuff. And most importantly, you want to be productive? What about Office Suite? Yep, you can download a copy of Office Professional with my code SF20 at checkout, and bam. So let's get into the inevitable demise of that awesome flagship TV we all know and love. Let's start with the headlines. The company intends to transform its TV business portfolio into a media and entertainment services provider by expanding content, services, and advertisement in products including LG OLED and LG QNED TVs. So how did LG get to this point, right? They were an amazing, innovative, advanced panel technology company making some of the best TVs in the world, used by Hollywood as a reference client monitor, no less, to become an ad-driven services subscription-based company. And the answer isn't hard. I think you guys have been seeing the trends, but let's list the obvious. First, Chinese panel makers have been dropping prices and sucking out profit margins from all the big TV makers like LG, Samsung, and Sony. Second, Chinese TV brands have been taking over the lower high volume tiers and the mid tiers with higher performing products for a lot less. And third, that leaves the flagship arena where it's split between Samsung, Sony, and LG. Keep in mind, LG Display, the amazing company that develops OLED panels for all the other TV makers, they've recorded now 5 straight quarters of losses, including second quarter 2023. That's a problem when you are the leader in OLED panels, right? Now, this also drags down LG Electronics because if LG Display can't make money selling OLED panels to everyone, LG Electronics needs to prop up LG Display, keep them in business in order to get this supply of OLED TVs, but they're simply not selling enough themselves. I mean, this is why LG Electronics gave a huge loan, over $700 million, to LG Display to stay in business. So this is an issue for LG Electronics, the TV brand, and LG Display, the company that makes OLED panels for everybody else. But together, they're really one conglomerate that is looking at the whole TV market and like, where are we going with this? What are we doing? We work so hard. We get all these accolades. Our OLED TVs are considered one of the best. I mean, the G3, easily one of the brightest OLED TVs out there, matching the brightest MiniLED TVs. Calibrators love it because it can get super accurate with its amazing calibration system. But at the end of the day, this is not enough to stay in business as far as the TV business model is concerned. Enter Vizio, because they've been here before. Vizio at one point was like LG, Samsung, and Sony. Specifically, Vizio tried to make the best TV they can at an affordable price, and it culminated in, if y'all remember, in 2019, the P Quantum X, an amazing tour de force from Vizio, right? It had the most dimming zones, the most brightness. The problem was, despite all the R&D and the development that went into this TV, didn't pay off. By 2021, Vizio just stopped producing flagship level TVs or even high-end mid-tier TVs. They stuck to low-end TVs, and this goes to what Vizio was thinking at the end of 2019. So you have to remember, Vizio, like most companies, you have to choose where to apply your resources, right? And a TV company has two places to apply their resources: R&D for innovation and awesome hardware specs and all the great things that create amazing image quality, or resources for software development of the platform, of the operating system, in this case, Vizio's SmartCast. Now, you may not know this, but Vizio has been developing SmartCast for a while now, and they've been very aggressive at creating it as an ad platform. So aggressive, in fact, that they were fined over $2 million by the FTC because they were taking customer information without letting them know. But they can't do both. They can't commit to the SmartCast where they've invested a lot of money, fines, and development to generate revenues based on ad delivery, and also spend money developing an awesome TV. They had to choose one. Obviously, they let the hardware part go. They exclusively now are a service provider of ads and data to their partner companies. And as a result, guess what? They made more money than they ever have on every TV. As a matter of fact, after they sell you a TV, they continue to make money on that TV. Remember, if you buy let's say a Sony Master Series TV, amazing TV, Sony only makes money on that TV once when you buy the TV, and that's pretty much it. On the other hand, Vizio sells you a cheap TV and you continue to watch on SmartCast, you plug it into the internet, and Vizio continues to make money, not because you're paying any subscription. It's free to you, but advertisers and other interested parties are paying Vizio for access to your watching habits. And at the end of the day, that's making them more money per TV. For the last several quarters since 2022, Vizio's margins have been increasing despite investing almost nothing into hardware development. They're letting people go on the hardware side and hiring more software engineers, software developers to help increase the engagement of the SmartCast platform. So LG sees this and they're like, wait, why aren't we doing that? Why are we beating ourselves up trying to win the king of TV shootouts when Vizio doesn't even make an appearance and they're making more money per TV than we are? Taken to an extreme, another company has appeared recently called TeleTV. They'll just give you the TV as long as you agree to watch a special screen below. Keep it on, keep it connected, where they deliver ads all day long. It's a free TV. That's how promising this approach is, where you are the content, right? Companies are paying TVs to collect your watching habits and to get you to watch ads. So with this in mind, let's go back to LG. The shift from being a hardware-oriented company like LG today to a services and ad-based company where revenues are just rolling in after they sell the TV to you. And I have to agree with LG on this. At this point of TV development, what's left? I mean, even the C3 is an amazing TV. Like, what more do you want? You want a brighter one? Pay a little bit more for the G3. But what additional innovations do you need in order for LG to innovate any further? They're going to have to spend more and more into R&D for very incremental improvements that may not affect their sales at all. But wait, you say, okay, fine. I'm going to get myself a Sony TV. Sony, Google TV partnership, right? They no longer have their own OS because we talked about it. You either invest in the hardware or the software. Sony software, it was just too expensive, so they partnered with Google TV, and now they're focusing on the hardware. guess what? Google TV is making all that money. Sony is not. They're barely hanging on with their hardware. This year, they did not release a flagship MiniLED TV at 65 or 75 inch sizes. They are really struggling to keep the cash flow going to sustain their TV division. Ultimately, TVs are going to be a loss leader for Sony unless they do something desperate. And I don't see it, right? As long as they partner with Google TV, they will not be able to take the path that LG is taking regardless. So on the one hand, yeah, I guess the Sony TV may still offer some innovation, but that's at the flagship level. We're talking the A95K last year, still very expensive, like $2,800 for a 65 inch. A95L this year, expected to be over $4,000 for the 65 inch. And if you want an affordable Sony, well, it just doesn't perform. That leaves you with Samsung. Well, Samsung's already there. LG might be late to the game. I think Samsung has already committed to this entire platform ecosystem, right? They haven't announced it, but I see it. I see it in Tizen. You notice how for several years now, Samsung doesn't really care about ultimate picture quality. As long as their picture quality is far above average, which it is, that's good enough for them. They don't have to be the best. They don't have to win the king of TVs. My friends, how do you plan to fight this trend? Buy a flagship TV every year? And while we still have these amazing TVs, check out my reviews of the flagship TVs this year, here, and over here. Until next time, stop the FOMO.